Hi, yeah, and welcome back to another Pokemon spooky Pokemon paint session. Um, so with all three spooky Pokemon finished, of course I also needed something to display them, to keep them together as this three amigo set. Um, so I printed this simple headstone I found for free on 3D Codes. Love those free files. I printed two sizes actually to check out which one would suit my idea the best. But my printer decided for me. It only printed one, and the other was just a bunch of blobs. I'm not sure what happened there, but it picked for me, and I think this will work quite well. Also asked my husband to print a plinth-like structure for me. Very nice to have someone who can do that for you, especially with a very fast PLA printer. But yeah, I just went for something simple. I zoom out just a bit. Just a bit of a stairs going on. Since I had to work with the smaller headstone, I wanted it to be up just a bit more. Did not want them to be in each other's necks, like way too close. And of course, because Hunter has these free hands, I wanted them to grip the headstone. Just a bit of a playful type of displaying. I mean, I did print his support thingy, but it's very deep. Like, if I had to add that to him, I would have to go backwards way too much. I was like, yeah, that doesn't work for me, not for the idea I had in mind. So instead of that, I will just glue him to the back of the plinth thingy. And then for Ghastly here, I will just paste him to the back as well. I think this will work quite nicely. So the idea is to paint the headstone really. Shades of gray, but also of course with that light blue highlight and the dark orange shadow. Going to keep all the colors the same. And then for the back, I'm thinking about doing a moon in the back. Just giving off that blue light. As I am using a blue highlight, I figured that would be a nice thing to do. And the original idea I had was to have it a bit longer so I could add some more to the background, but I failed to give the right measurements. I had the idea to have this measurement starting from here, so I would go up just a bit more. But that's something I realized I made a mistake in telling my husband the right measurements when he was already printing. I was like, yeah, doesn't matter, this will work as well. I still have some space left, so just a little crescent moon with some blue light and maybe some branches. I'm not quite sure yet, to be honest. Just darker here, lighter there. Maybe adding some grass or whatever I can find. I'm sure I have something. I mean, I could check my extra basing supplies. Maybe I have some grass left. Let's see. I still have some pine cones too. But yeah, that won't work. A skull would be cool, but not Pokemon-ish. Have some grass tufts, which could totally work. One here as well. Let me just see what I have. Got some brambles as well. And these things are very sharp. I punctured my finger with one of the thorns. And I wish that was a joke, but it hurts. So yeah, maybe bramble. Ooh, I've got two. More grass. Some small brambles as well. It's nice to have different sizes, so I can do the lower ones in the front and the taller ones in the back. Also got a bunch of mushrooms, but maybe not. I love mushrooms. More grass. I think that's about it. I mean, I also got some bamboo left, but definitely not going to work for this setup. No, that's about it. So let me check what I have. Big grass there. Okay. Brambles in the back. Hold on. Let me get some of the poster tag. Put them in place while actually being able to show you guys. Grass. These bits, by the way, the grass and the brambles, they are from, oh gosh, names, Make It Epic, that's the one. And you can buy the files as is. You can also buy them printed, so you don't have to print them at home. But since I do have a 3D printer, I love to buy the STL files so I can print them as often and in the size I want / need. sometimes I just have an idea and I print a bunch of things, and if I end up don't using them, I'll just throw them in my bits box. And this comes in handy a lot when I'm doing projects like this. I don't always have a solid plan, I'm sure you noticed that by now, but it's nice to just look through all the stuff I already have instead of creating more work. Yeah, I like the brambles here. Break it up just a bit. Got some brambles in the back coming from the headstone. I mean, why not? Got some grass going on. Maybe a bit more. Maybe this small one. Oh, that would be better. Whoops. Like this one in the front. Just break it up just a bit. Do I need something in the back? Ooh, that fits quite nicely. It's a very flat piece, so I can put it right up to the wall. Nice. Hey, hello. And thank you. I figure they need a display base with all three of them. And I'm just looking at how I want to decorate everything. Okay, so the brambles in there. This one going in the back. These in the front. And these as well. I think that's going to be my approach. Put the others back to the box. Now I'm wondering, should I directly glue them to the base so I can get confused? I think I'm going to glue them as soon as I put the base color on, so I actually can get to the back. The background will be painted from dark to light, and I want a crescent moon here in the back. Just a small one, like far in the distance. And I want it to be blue. And that will explain, at least in my head, why these guys have a blue highlight. And I think I'm going to use a sponge to create a bit of a gradient in the colors. Because usually I would just kickstart the airbrush and go like pss, 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 and be done. But the only way for me to airbrush is out of sight of the camera, like it's far in the back of the room. Not really that interesting for you guys to watch. So why not do the other possibility of creating a nice gradient, which is using a sponge. Could also use a brush, but I think a sponge gives off this nice irregular, what do you call that? An irregular pattern, making it look a bit more realistic. So let me remove the Pokemon first. Start with the base color and then paint the base color onto the grass and stuff and put them on. And then from there I'm out, I'm going to paint the rest. I think that's the best approach here. So let me take everyone off. Also this poster tag, it's like super handy. You can keep reusing it. Using this one. Not sure if it's a Dutch brand or something, but this is what we can buy here, even at the supermarket. yeah, it's quite nice. I use it every time I need to temporarily put something together. I also use it in my display slash carrying box when I go to competitions. So I don't have to glue anything or magnetize it. Just use this stuff and reuse it again. Tombstone was a bit crooked, but I'm glad the printer printed at least something. Hey, Green Team Dragon. Lurking is fine too, of course. Just going to paint a little base here with a headstone, a bit of grass and brambles for my ghost Pokemon. Hey you! Wanna see me paint some grass and brambles? Oh, and the headstone. Let's see, what am I going to do? Paint it dark brown, perhaps? Here for the headstone. I figured. It's very cool. Do I have any browns on hand? No. Okay. No. Maybe it's just a dark brown. Let's see, so this one is going here. A lot of white on white. Will be a bit less terrible as soon as I added some paint. Okay, so that brown goes on first. And I'm not going to worry about spilling over the edges because the outer part will be painted black. And that will cover every mistake I make. And I never really painted a backdrop, they call it backdrop. And the only thing I've done like recently was that little robot, and I made a brick background. And yep, these are for the 3 spooky boys. Gengar will be in front, then in the this part here will be the headstone with Haunter, and he will have his hands grabbed around the stone. And then here in the corner will be Ghastly. I think it looks cool. Simple but effective. Okay, let's see. So for the shadow colors in this piece, I'm adding black and orange. I'm going to do that as well for the base. And then add it to the brown I just used. door in the front. Would have been nice if I had that blow dryer now. Yeah, I printed the piece that holds Haunter together. Oh, whoops, hold on. But it was way too big for my taste. Like, this is quite the distance for the Pokemon. So I decided to just glue him to the back instead of having this piece in between there as well. And I mean, it's there for a reason. You can glue stuff to it. Try faster. Since I'm waiting for stuff to dry anyway, I'll start to paint the back as well. Let me see if I actually have a sponge on hand. Where do I keep everything? It's on the floor. Found it! So it's just a normal household sponge. I'm just going to tear a piece off. And apparently throw it back on the floor. He needs to have a decent looking hobby room anyway. Plucking off the hard lines from that edge. I just got a piece of sponge to work with. Adding a tiny bit of water to the sponge. Without cat hairs, please. And this is the first time I'm trying to paint the backdrop, like I said before. So don't look at it as if it's a tutorial. I'm just doing whatever sounds logic to me. Maybe I'm doing something right here, but if not, I'm sorry. Just want a bit of a gradient. Now left the upper part white, so it is brighter. But I'm covering the black here as well, so I can create a better gradient, I think. Also, Stefan, try not to stress too much about your piece for Monty. You'll be fine. And you can paint amazingly well. You've won like first prizes on big competitions and the piece looks amazing. At least from the angle I've seen it, so don't show me the back. How much time do you have left for the competition? Like I didn't keep track of the dates as I'm not going to Monty. Leave on Wednesday. Ah, well, you still got a couple of days left. Oh, whoops. Don't really have a reason for doing the sides, but it looked good on the left, so I figured why not do it on the right as well. Back in with some black. I mean, for everybody who's just tuning in by now, I have no idea what I'm doing, okay? But let me see where that takes me. And it doesn't have to be perfect, I'm just having fun, really. Which is the plan for painting these Pokemon anyway. To take the stress away and to paint just for fun, because I can be very harsh on myself, as many of you will do as well, I think. So it's just nice to sometimes switch to a project that won't take part of your soul. So I just rinsed my sponge. Quite wet at the moment, and I'm going to use that. Let's see if I can add a bit of white in there. That'd be nice. A bit too harsh of a line here. Lightly dabbing around. And the sky can have some texture. Also those very small dots, maybe stars, something like that. Hello, Julien. And yes, I'm just winging it with the names. Felt like mentioning your name like that. I'm sure it's wrong, but it was just a funny guess. That one messed up this bit. Was quite accurate. Oh, sweet. It's always difficult with names. Like this one time I was talking to somebody and I was very, very convinced he was Dutch as well, because his front and last name were quite Dutch. Like, I was convinced for 100%. He was from Australia and his grandpa was from the Netherlands, so he had gotten a full Dutch name, but he did not speak a word Dutch, so I was quite baffled, really. So every time with names, I try not to assume anything, but kind of do it anyway. Where that harsh line just came from. I wasn't paying attention and suddenly there's this weird curve going on. Okay, one more layer of white mixed in with blue. Just a tiny bit more. I mean, at least it looks good on camera. See if I can paint something crescent moon shape-ish. Crescent C. It isn't as sharp as I would like it to be, but I need a smaller brush to do that. Let's change the sharp things here. That works. I mean, it kind of looks like this is a cloud or something. Maybe I can do something with that. Just use the mistakes. Happy little accidents, somebody said, right? Also, I want a couple of stars. Ghastly will be there. Thank you. Let's see. So he will be here, which is quite big. That's why I'm going for a small moon. Like that. He will be here. Oh, that will be nice. I like that. Did I go for a tenth of the clouds? Maybe. Bit of white, bit of black. Apparently still got some blue on my sponge. Not sure what kind of cloud that is, but it's something. Maybe I should get a different brush. Where's my big brush? Oh, there. I swear this is why I call my streams beforehand. Where did my brush go? Because I'm always losing my brushes even though they are in plain sight. Of whites. That might work. I don't think I need too many clouds. Maybe just let these dry and see if I need more contrast in there. I quite like it, like that. Lie that. No, I don't lie that. So the original idea was a larger backdrop, so I could paint a bit more on it, and I was thinking about that bat type Pokemon. I cannot think of the name right now, but I'm sure you know which one I mean. But I was thinking about maybe I can freehand a couple of those, maybe add some spooky forest in the background, but due to my own mistake, the base turned out a bit smaller, and I figured just painting the vibe I'm going for, like the dark nights, with some blue light coming in from the moon. I think it's quite close to what I had in mind, minus the bats. Let's add a bit more white to that. I've never painted a cloud, so as long as it kinda looks like one, I'm pretty happy. I did not plan on painting any clouds, so I did not do any research whatsoever. I'm really just winging it, okay? I don't know. Definitely should do some research on how to paint clouds and try it more often. Because I do like to add them, I just never dared to actually paint one. Maybe? You know what? Let me just quickly check. I have my Pinterest page open. Still with Ghastly, apparently. Clouds. What do you call that? Ah, darker in the front. Darker, okay. Let's see if I can do that. Maybe? paint everywhere. Maybe one more layer of white on the moon. It dried a bit too transparent. I'm suddenly thinking about that star you see when Team Rocket shoots away into the sky. Can I do something with that? Let's see. Blue, white. It would be funny. Like that. Like this one. Just wanted a small little detail. Team Rockets somewhere into the sky. Okay, let's go back to that base so I can put the tombstone on there. Gonna make it a bit messy. Just painting with my sponge. Well, Team Rocket never died. Like, they just shoot away into space and come back. It'd be extra annoying. something like that. Let's see. So the tombstone will go there. Tombstones usually being a gray. Let's just do the same. Some black, some white, some orange. And create the shadow color. Now please dry a bit faster. Let's see, adding a bit of white and a bit of blue. Pretty texture. Lights are almost dry. I'm going to glue it down at this point so I can actually paint it without handling it. Next question, where is my glue? Ah. Oh, that's perfect. bit crooked, but I mean, that's fine. It's an old tombstone. It does not have to be perfectly straight. Just adding some more whites. And a tiny bit of blue. Let's use the same color for the letters. Just have them stand out a bit more. it needs a bit to be a bit darker in the front. Maybe I should have been a bit more careful there with the lettering. Let's do those letters one more time. Thank you very much. I'm trying something I've never done before. A backdrop. Rest in paint. Well, thank you for that positive attitude. I tried to paint some clouds. They're cloudish. Hey, Slap That Twitch. I am doing just fine, thank you for asking. What about yourself? You painting something as well, or just lurking? Something like that. So for the people who just popped in, Ghastly will go over there. Hunter somewhere here, with his hands going around the tombstones. And then this guy here in the front. So, hopefully gonna be cool. Well, that actually sounds a lot like my day. I slept in as well, as the week was quite chaotic. I think I rolled out of bed by 1 p.m. Sometimes you just need it. And yeah, then off to get some groceries, do some cleaning, and start this. Let's paint the backside of the grass bits black, and then stick them on the base. What is that? No idea. There's something stuck in the print, but it won't come off, so good enough. I think adding the grass bits will really make it more interesting, especially with the purple of the demons, I was about to say, the ghost Pokemon. Adding a bit of green to that, I think it's really going to make it pop. But I do want them dark. I'm covering them in black before I glue them to the base. Also, this will make it a bit easier to paint. It's quite difficult to reach things once it is glued down. That is one. Try not to confuse the positions as I put them back in a certain way, so I actually know where to put them back. Slap that twitch. The grass and brambles, they are from Make It Epic. And no, I'm not sponsored or anything, I just really like their bits, and they're quite nice to talk to as well, so why not tell where I've got them? go right there. This one will go in the back. And I really like those little tufts, the mini plants and the mini grasses and stuff. They really make me happy. But sometimes, especially with these spooky Pokemon, it feels a bit weird to then suddenly add a realistic looking grass or something. So for things like that, I really like these printed versions. It fits just a bit better. Oh, I totally forgot about that. See, I never played the Pokemon games. I'm not really a gamer. So I kind of forgot about the fact that grass is a part of it. So that's a nice bonus. This one would go there. Let's paint the brambles. Where's my black? There. Well, that's definitely a bonus. Again, a happy little accident. Just a quick brush over with black, as I do want them to appear dark mostly. Do not steal away the precious spotlight of the Pokemon. Ouch. Like I mentioned before, these brambles truly are sharp. And I do not think it's a good thing to pierce your skin with something printed with resin. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's a good thing. Almost at the point where I can glue them down and paint a bit better in view. Give me just a couple of seconds. One more bramble piece to go, then I will get the glue. Okay, let's get to gluing. think it's going to be cool. This one. We'll go here. Let's go. Technical issues. Just go in there. Okay. Drop that on. Now the last one. Definitely looking cool. Let's got a nice green. This one. If you seal the damage with pure paint, you won't bleed. Yeah. Maybe I won't bleed, but I definitely will get this very nice infection. Cat on the keyboard. Mm-hmm. Damn cats. Let's get some green on there. Zoom in a bit. Once this green paint has dried, I'm going to add a bit of blue and a bit of white to create those blue light highlights. I mean, that's why I painted the background blue as well with the moon. But just thinking about a blue light coming in from the night sky. Also, these grasses are so easy to paint. Like, they have sharp edges and you can really just paint it like a miniature with edge highlights. You can even use a wash. So I really like these little grass tufts. Get center to be just a bit darker. It's so dark still, but I have every light turned on as far as they can. So, sorry. Maybe if I lower my lights just a bit more. Just trying to find out what works the best. Maybe a bit better. What's that? Let's paint some brambles. The downside of moving my paint lights is the fact it's now in my line of sight. So I have to look underneath. So if you're thinking like, what is she doing? She's trying to see. Oops. I'll have to reattach that piece of grass. Yeah, I started with a black for the grass and then only added some basic green to the outer parts. So it still looks very dark. I do want to add one highlight, but I am going to keep it quite dark. I mean, the stars of this piece are the Pokemon, of course. So I do not want to take too much attention away from them. But I also don't want the base to look like I kinda gave up on the rest. Also, apparently I forgot to paint that little one there. So let's create that one highlight. And the light is light blue, so I'm adding some blue and some whites. Camera malfunction again. What is going on? No idea. But see, there's just this one little highlight. This one right here. And it's not too much, but you can see that it's a reflection. I'm only adding it to the highest parts, so where the reflection would hit the hardest of all the parts. Oh yeah, and I needed a reason as to why the spooky Pokemon had a blue highlight. So I figured why not get a blue night sky going on. So I can get that same reflection color on the scenery as well. You know, this one is very good to see that it has reflections. Still not too much, but especially in comparison to this one, which doesn't have his highlights yet. I think it works very nice. Thank you very much. It's my first painted backdrop, to be honest. I've never done anything like that before. So I'm just really trying while doing. Just doing some simple edge highlighting on the grass. Almost done with the grass. And then let's do the same with the brambles. So just adding a bit of blue and some whites. I hope so. I mean, we will soon find out, as I'm almost at the point where I can glue the Pokemon on. Adding a bit of shadow underneath the grass tufts. Maybe one more highlight to the brambles. At least now they look sharp. Something like that. I think it looks nice. Let's paint the sides black and then put the Pokemon in place. I really should purchase some more black before I'm really out. I've been thinking about purchasing some new for a couple of streams by now. And I still haven't done so. There will be a stream where I don't have any black. That is correct. One mini stream, and then this entire base was one stream session as well. So about 2 hours for everything. 2 hours for Ghost 1, 2 hours for Ghost 2, and then for 3. Well, that's the nice thing about painting these Pokemon. I don't have to pick colors. Well, at least not completely. I just use the colors they already have and then turn them into my own style. So this time I added the orange and blue into the shadow and highlights. And that is the only thing I had to think about, really. It's why I like to paint these little in-between projects. Just stuff I don't really have to think about. Just play with colors, play with the paints. And also I didn't really put all my effort into these pieces. I was just having fun. Just, like I said, like just throwing some colors, and really nice to be able to switch off that very critic brain of mine. And well, with this being my first attempt, let's take some good pictures and see what I can do within a year. Especially at those paint competitions, you often see pieces with a backdrop. And even without trying, I was already thinking like, I can never do that, but sometimes you just have to tell your brain to shut up and just try. I mean, this was my first attempt, And I mean, it looks like a night sky with moonish shape. And the clouds, I mean, they aren't perfect, but they read as clouds. So it's a good first attempt. So just shut up and just try it. Oh, it's terrible to have to tell yourself to shut up, but sometimes you just have to. Yeah, I mean, I always tell people to never say you can't do something and always say like I can't do it yet. But then while I say that to others, my own brain goes like, ah, you suck, you can't do that, just stop. Why are you painting? It's why I tell people to not do it, because I know how bad of a thing that is. Yeah, especially the you are doing it wrong. Why would it be wrong? Like, this is how I do it, and that is how you do it. It's different, not wrong. One more layer of black. I still have enough. And it's also very important to keep your eyes on the finish. Like that ugly state where you start with everything still looking quite chaotic. You get past that. Just keep going. Let's start and glue the first Pokemon on there. Like, I am going for Gengar. Going to start a new Warhammer army. Ooh, nice. Which one? For these ones, no. How do I want him? Stop doing that. He's definitely in his elements. Ooh, Eldar. I never painted Eldar before, but they do look cool. I still have this Illuminate army that I should paint. I recently bought a box with orcs and creek. I have not even primed them yet. Okay, now stop touching the wet paint. Yeah, he looks happy. He's home. I wonder who's underneath that headstone. So This isn't Gengar anymore, it's now Stefan. So, hello Stefan. Let's add Hunter to it. Something like that. Also, I should be careful with those black fingers. Yes, again, I'm holding the wet parts. I like that. I dropped his hand, but in perfect position. I'm already done, like, yeah, well, almost. What do you think of that so far? I really like that he's gripping around the headstone. And I'm turning black slowly. Just stopped. What was I about to say? Oh right, I was planning to use the support, like this thingy. So I did not fill in the gaps of his hands, so I still will have to do that. But I'll get to it when everything is dry. Same with Ghastly here, but I've painted it black. So last but not least, I will have to glue Ghastly in place. the mic meter thingy was still going on, so I'm not quite sure what was that. But I think I'm back. Weird. Anyway. This one needs to be flat. Yeah, that will work. Ah, so cool. Let me get that as flat as possible. That should do it. Don't cut my fingers, why not? It's part of the fun. For you guys. Now I've flattened out just one piece. Adding some glue. And hope it's enough. Okay, well, I've got to hold it for a bit. Flatten my fingers too, so I can hold it better. I mean, have you tried it yet? I see something. Because my fingers are black. I now have some black paint on Ghastly as well. Why? I might have to pin Ghastly at least. But anyway, my time is running out, or has been running out already. And they're actually quite far done. Besides the fact that I will have to pin Ghastly, which probably isn't that interesting to watch anyway. And it's a bit big, so I can't really show everything. Like, this is the best I can do. So some dark grass and brambles. And then the headstone I found as a free file on 3D Cults. And Ghastly there holding the headstone so I could place his hands without making it weird. So I still have to plug the holes for the support and quickly paint over them. Will be quite simple really. other hand, it's not that obvious unless you're going to really look for it. And then for Ghastly as well, he has one in his belly, but it's underneath, so I really don't have to plug that hole and paint it black because you won't see it. I mean, I'm very pleased with how this turned out. Nice little display. Quickly going to add this around the edges, there where is some glue spillage. Well, that is a very nice idea to put them on display somewhere away from dust and possible falls, but no. I do not have a display or a place to put them away from dust. I mean, you know how it goes. You move places and then you forget to do everything for at least 5 years. Like actually make space for display cabinets and stuff like that. Well, I mean, those acrylic capsules, how you call them, they still have to be placed somewhere, and I don't have any shelving up. So I'm just mostly just shoving it somewhere on my desk. Also, I'm planning to just sell most of my Twitch paint jobs because it's just really for having fun to paint something while chatting with you guys, and I don't really have the need to keep everything. So yeah, eventually this piece will go up for sale as well. I mean, I think it's cute. I really enjoy painting it. It's not for a competition, so I don't really have the need to keep it. I'm not that big of a Pokemon fan that I want to keep everything, and if I was, I could print them again and paint them again. I have the files, so... Oh, before I forget, all these 3 Pokemon, they are from AdamChai on 3D Cults. And I mention his name in my Instagram post as well, so you can look for that page yourself. He has a lot of Pokemon files. They are not for free, but I think the price is quite decent. Purchase a couple of them, like all the files for the evolutions of Squirtle, Charmander, Pikachu, and Bulbasaur, and then the 3 Ghost Pokemon, because I like them. So I still have plenty of things to paint. Then one of my followers had the idea for me to paint every single one of the Pokemon from the first generation. So he found the files for all of them. Like shit. So yeah, I have those as well. And I really like it as an in-between project. Sometimes I paint these very, very elaborate miniatures with a lot of detail, and they take like half of my soul and a lot of energy to paint. So sometimes I just want something just a bit more simple, more fun. And apparently Pokemon is that. I mean, the colors are already decided. And I just have to turn them into my style. So it's quite a bit easier, which is fun. It really is. Did not think it would be, but it is. I have no idea if I have that one. I am absolutely terrible with names. I'm very happy if I can actually remember my own, which is kinda a joke, but then again. So I have no idea if I have that file. Maybe? The person who told me he would find all the files for the first generation Pokemon, he told me like, if you are missing something, just let me know and I will find it for you as well. And my first reaction was, I first have to get a list of which Pokemon there are. I mean, I probably will recognize them, but if I would miss anything or what their names are, like, I don't know. So yeah, just being honest here. Terrible with names. My apologies. Yeah, like, for example, this piece, same style, just very, very much a higher paint level. So I just need to switch between these two. But I like them both. But this one I won't put up for sale. I love it too much. So yeah. I think that's about it for today. Sorry, I just noticed something in the comments. If I had a 3D printer, I would stop painting for competitions and just do fan art. Yeah. Get yourself a 3D printer. And then we'll talk again. So, before I was stopped by a funny comment, I will end the stream here for tonight. Absolutely had a blast, and I'm very happy I could wrap up this project. Like 2 hours for him, 2 hours for him, 2 hours for him, and 2 hours for the rest. I think that's a nice amount of time. So, yeah, I'm going to take some pictures and probably pin Ghastly's back. Ooh, that sounds wrong. I will pin Ghastly tomorrow, so he won't jump off the backdrop anytime, spook me in the middle of the night or something. Like suddenly hear something fall at 3 a.m. So yeah, gonna take some pictures, post them on Instagram, check them out if you want to or not. And then I will be back on Friday with a brand spanking new project, of which I don't even know what it's going to be, but I will find something. Got plenty of options. So everybody, thank you for being here, and see you next time. Bye.